Welcome everyone. In this session, we are going to design an ALU. Let us write down the question. Design a 4-bit ALU, 4-bit arithmetic and logic unit, which is capable of performing 4-bit ALU, which is capable of performing 4 operations. So let us take 4-bit ALU, which is capable of performing addition. Second thing is, let us take it is capable of performing subtraction. Third thing, okay, this adder, let us make it as a full adder. Addition, subtraction, full subtraction only it is. And the third part is it is performing AND operation. And the fourth one is complement operation. So we have to build an ALU which is capable of performing these operations. Now, in this question, you can see there are 4 operations. If you have to design an arithmetic and logic unit capable of performing 4 operations, you should have 2 select lines. So 4 operations, 2 select lines. So number of select lines required will be, number of select lines required for this ALU will be 2. And keeping this in mind, we have to design an ALU. So how will the ALU look like? The sample, I'll just show a sample ALU. So this is how an ALU is looking. Sample ALU, if you can see, it has A, B, control signals and the solution. So what is your input? What is your output? What is your, if you're taking an adder, we'll get a carry output. We should also give a carry input and we'll have the solution. So this is an ALU as of now. Now our question is 4-bit ALU. Now for example, here I'll show a 1-bit ALU. So if you take a 1-bit ALU, this is A is 1, B is 1 bit, and this is A, this is B. So 1-bit ALU, that means you will get 2 combinations. How many select lines we will be having? 1 select line. 1 select line, 2 combinations. 2 to the power of 1 is equal to 2. So 2 operations you can perform. Let us give a control signal over here. So I've given a control signal. Okay, we can also give a carry input over here. Okay. You can give a carry input. If it is a ripple carry adder, the carry input should be 0, and here you will get the output. So this is how our ALU will look, general ALU. This is where we get the output. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is design a 4-bit ALU. 4-bit ALU means A should be 4-bit in size, B should be 4-bit in size, and it should perform 4 operations. Addition means it should add A plus B. Subtraction means it should add it should subtract A minus B. And gate operation A and B, bitwise AND operation. Then we have complement, either complement of A or complement of B, and ALU should perform. So now how do I do? This is how it will look, block diagram. So I'll have A, B. As of now here I've shown 1 bit, but this can be 4-bit also. Now let me take it as, if I make this as 4-bit. A can be 4-bit, B can be 4-bit. We'll see how to make the changes later. Okay, this is 4-bit, this is 4-bit. Now first let me write the code and then come back to the circuit so that it is easy for us. Now how do I write the code for a ALU? So it is module 4-bit ALU, module ALU I will write. What are the inputs for a ALU? I have an input A comma B, and adder is there. So I should also have an input Cin. then what is the output I will get? Some output, say output is Y. Then I will also get carry out because I have a carry. Then I can give an enable. Okay. So now what are your inputs? Input is A and B. So what is your A? A is 4 bit. So it is 3 down to 0, A. 4 bit means a number can be represented as 4 bits. Suppose if your decimal number is, okay, suppose if our decimal number is 23. Whenever you are writing Verilog coding, if I am writing in bit formation, this means that I have taken a hexa number. So this will mean that it is 0010, 0011. This represents, suppose if I want only 3 in this number. So what are the bits that is representing 3? This last 4 bits represents 3. So what is the size of 3? So 3 will be represented from 3 down to 0. So this represents 3. What is 2? Which are the bits represented? 2. 2 is from 7 down to 4. So this represents the decimal binary value, your hexadecimal value 3. The binary value 0011, 3 down to 0 bits. That means the bits from 3 to 0 will represent 3, and the bits from 7 to 0, bit location, bit position 7 to 4 represents 2. All numbers in your Verilog will be taken in hexadecimal format. Now if you want to retain, if you want to analyze, or if you want to get the decimal value of 23, this by default is hex. If I want the decimal value of 23, I should perform BCD conversion. Then if I perform BCD conversion for 23, whatever is the number, then you can extract the equivalent bits. So leave this. So this is, now let us see what are the inputs. I have the input as A and B. My input will be A comma B, 4 bit in size. Then I have one more input C. What about control signal? 4 operations it has to perform. That means I require 2 control signals. So let me take the control signal as input S0 and S1, 2 control signals. So I will declare it as in vector, control signal as vector, 1 down to 0, S. So here I should write S also, control signal. Then I'll get an output Y. So my output is Y, output Y. What is the size of Y? 4 bit. When you're adding two 4 bit numbers, ripple carry adder, what is the result you will get? You will get 4 bit output only with carry out. So this should also be 4 bit only, 3 down to 0. This is one particular ALU which I am showing, 3 down to 0, Y. And I should also have an output C out. Okay, these are your inputs and outputs. There is one more in input, enable. So let us take one more input. If you want, you can keep enable. If you don't want, we can use a clock also. As of now, we will use enable. And all output should be declared as registers. Register 3 down to 0, Y, and it is register C out. So all this is with respect to your inputs and outputs. So let me put it in one single line so that I'll get space for writing it. So now how will you write your ALU? Now you can write the ALU using instantiations also, where you have to take your full adder program and write it over here, or you can write your ALU using behavioral model. Now always behavioral model is ideal, but still suppose if you have to write the gate level model program, for addition you would have already written a program, 4-bit addition I told. So you have already written a program for 4-bit adder. You have to take that and do. You have to take that 4-bit adder and call it over here. Similar to previous examples what we have seen, you have to instantiate it. Or again you have to write a program for subtractor, call it. 4-bit program for AND gate, call it over here. 4-bit program for NOT gate, call it over here. That is a ALU. But first let me write it in behavioral model, then I'll tell you how to write it in gate level model. So always add inputs, whatever is your input. So let me give it as star, all the inputs. Okay. A, B, C in S and Y. Now what happens? What is your thing? Begin. Begin is compulsory syntax for always. Now begin, let me give it as case of S. Now in case of S, what is the first case? If it is 2 tick B00, that means if your S is 00, let us assume that it is performing addition operation. So case of S, if your input is 2 tick B00, your output will be equal to addition operation. So I will write it as addition operation will give you 5-bit result. Cout comma Y 5-bit operation is equal to A plus B plus C in addition, right? Next, when your S value is 2 tick B01, when your select line is 2 tick B01, what is your output? Output is again, we will be performing subtraction. So what is our subtraction? Subtraction will be Cout comma Y. These 4 operations can be any operation as per the question. We have taken as of now addition, subtraction, AND gate and complement. So this will be A minus B minus C. When we are performing subtraction, C should be equal to 0. Then the next one is 2 tick B10. Now when you give 2 tick B10, what is the operation we have to perform? It should perform AND operation. Y is equal to A and B, bit by bit AND operation. Now when your case is 2 tick B11, the operation should be performed as NOT gate. So you can either complement your A or complement the B. Default value, let us write it as Cout comma Y is equal to 5 tick B0000. And the next one is end case and end module. Now we have to write the test bench for this. So in an arithmetic logic unit which we have designed, it is performing 2 arithmetic operations, addition and subtraction, 2 logical operations, AND gate and your complement operation. Now when we come back over here, it is module test bench. If you write module ALU underscore test. Now what happens in your test bench? We have to write all inputs as registers. So register 3 down to 0, A comma B. Again I have one more input, so it is register Cin comma enable. As of now, even I can omit enable. You can retain it and write the program accordingly. I'll just omit enable for my simplicity. Register Cin. Again I have one more input. So what is that input? That input is register 1 down to 0 S. 1 down to 0 S. Next, what is the next thing? Output. All output should be declared as wire 3 down to 0 Y, and there is one more output. If I put a semicolon in Verilog, it indicates the end of that particular line. Line termination we can assume. Wire Cout. So inputs, I've declared 3 down to 0 A comma B, register Cin, sum, Y and Cout. Then what you have to do, all inputs and outputs is declared. Now what you have to do, you have to instantiate the ALU. So instantiate ALU G1. The sports should be in the same order whatever we have written over in the main module. So in the main module I have written A, B, C in, S, Y and C out. It is a good practice to write output first and then the inputs. But whatever I've written it in the same order. A, B, C in, S, Y, C out. A, B, C in, S, Y, C out. Now we have to initialize it. Initial, begin. So first let me assume at 0 time units, the select line will be equal to 2 tick B00. When your select line is 2 tick B00, what is the operation it has to perform? It has to perform addition. So for that operation, let me give A is equal to 0000, 4 tick B000. And let me give B is equal to again 4 tick B0101. So 0 plus 5 is 5 only. That is the reason I have given like that. And let me give Cin is equal to 0. For subtraction, Cin should be equal to 0. Next, for addition, Cin should be equal to 0. Hash 5. So let me give the select line and other values. The second operation I want to test is, I want to test for the second operation, let us test for subtraction, control V. So in the subtraction, what is the S values? For if I have to do subtraction, the control line should be 0, 1. Subtraction A minus B minus C in. So A minus B minus C in, let me take this to be 7. 7 minus 5 minus 0. 7 minus 5 minus 0 should be equal to 2. And what is the third one? The third one, it should perform AND operation. So you give it after some time unit, say 4, and it should perform AND operation. If you have to perform AND operation, A and B, it is enough. Then the fourth operation is, you can give any value for A and B. This is one test case what I am giving. So the fourth operation is, it should perform NOT operation. NOT of which gate it should perform? NOT of only A. So NOT of A means if I give only A, it is enough in the fourth one. I don't want to give a B. So I have given 0, 0, 0, 0. NOT of 0, 0, 0 will be equal to, so this let me take it as 1. End, 1, 1. So this is end. This is begin is done. Now another initial, say I'll give 5, 9, 5 plus 9 plus 5 is 14. So I'll give after 20 time units, it should stop. Dollar stop. Okay. Then we have to write the next initial, that is to print. Now we have to print the statement. To print, what is the command? Again, initial $print. So initial $monitor. In Verilog, you can see the timing diagram, but since EDA doesn't, we cannot see the timing diagram. I'm writing this. You can check out in EDA if you are able to see the timing diagram. I'm not seen that. So $time. I want to print A is equal to, I will print A is equal to percentage B, B is equal to percentage B. I want to only see Y and C out, so I'll only write Y and C out. Y is equal to percentage B, C out is equal to percentage B, and this should be equal to A comma B comma Y and C out as of now. End module. Now let us simulate this. Or let us verify the results. I've run it. A will be 0, 0, 0, 0, B is 0, 1, 0, 1. At 0 time unit, what was our select line? If you can see, at 0 time unit, our select line was 0, 0. That means it is going to add A and B. So 0, 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 1, 0, 1 should be equal to 0, 1, 0, 1. No carries generated. So C out will be equal to 0. Now, at select line equal, at 5 time unit, select line is equal to 0, 1. 0, 1 according to the program, if you see at select line 0, 1, what operation it should perform? It should perform subtraction. So it is performing subtraction. To tick B01, which should perform subtraction. A minus B minus C is what I've written in the code. So A minus B, A is 7 I've given, B is 5 I've given. 7 minus 5, if you can see, it is 2 with no carry out. Perfect. Then the next operation is AND operation. At 9 time units, it should perform AND operation. If you can see, 0, 0, 0, 0 ANDed with 0, 1, 0, 1. Bit by bit, if you perform AND operation, 1 and 0 is 0. 0 and 0 is 0. So the output should be 0, which we have got 0. Perfect. Y is equal to 0. And when during the 5th time cycle, that is 5 plus 4 is 9. From 9, after 9 plus 5, 9 plus 4 is, 9 plus 5 is 14. So at 14th time unit, what it should do, it should perform complement of A, because select line is 2 tick 1 1, A is 0 0 0 0. To 2 tick 1 1, what operation it should perform? Complement of A. Complement of 0 0 0 is 1 1 1 and 1. Now this is how we design a simple ALU using behavioral model. Now we can also design ALU using your gate level model. So we'll go to gate level model. Before that, let us see how the circuit diagram looks. Let us visualize the circuit for ALU. So when you visualize the circuit for ALU, I have an ALU which will be having two inputs. This is A and this is B, which is 4-bit in size. Then I have one control signal and I also have one C input. I'll have two outputs. One is Y and the other one is Y and the other one is C out. Now this is our ALU. So let us check how it looks like. First let me label this. This label is nothing but 4-bit ALU. 4-bit ALU. This is a 4-bit ALU. And what is this? This is A. What is the size of A? 3 down to 0 A. I'll just use Verilog formatting only. So it is 3 down to 0 A, which means that it is 4-bit. Then what about this? This is 4 down to 0. Again same, 3 down to 0. It is 4-bit. It is 3 down to 0 B. So this is 3 down to 0 B. Now what is the other input we have? We have seen as one input. So this input is seen. So I'll have one more input seen and so this is one more input seen. Then I have one more input select line. So it is, what is the size of the select line? For 4 operations, I require 2 select lines. So 1 down to 0 S. This is again the select line and it is input. Now what is the output I am getting? I am getting an output of Y. What is the size of Y? 4 down to 0. 3 down, 5-bit Y. That means C out is 1 bit and sum or difference or AND operation will be 4-bit. So let me make this as 3 down to 0 Y. So this is 3 down to 0. Y, what we are getting? This is Y. Another output which I am getting is, what is the other output which I get over here? That will be C out. So last output what I am getting is a C out, and C out will be out. So this is how a 4-bit ALU will look like. So based on your input select line what you give, control signals, we call it as control signal. Based on the control signal, this arithmetic logic will either perform addition or subtraction or AND operation or the negation operation of our design what we have done. Now this is all with respect to ALU regarding behavioral model. Now we have to write the program for ALU in gate level model. Now whenever you are writing the program for gate level model, what we have to do, we have to have the program, you should have the program for addition. 4-bit addition is nothing but triple carry adder. So we should have that program over here clearly, module. Then the second program is what? Second program is subtraction. We should have the subtraction program. Third program is what? We need a AND gate. We should have a 4-bit AND gate program. And the fourth one is a NOT gate program. We should have all those modules. So what are the modules we require? Sub-modules. The sub-modules, whatever I require is module, ripple carry adder I should have. So we have already seen a ripple carry adder. I will not write the program for ripple carry adder. We know what is a ripple carry adder. So all that we know. Now how do we call it as? We call it over here as ripple carry adder G1 to perform addition. Ripple carry adder G1. This register also we will not be having. Ripple carry adder G1. So what is your output for ripple carry adder? C out. And what is the next output of the ripple carry adder? Next output will be sum. And what is your input? A, comma, B, comma, C. You will get ripple carry adder operation. Again you have to control, give the control signals. So we should have the ripple carry adder. Then you should also have the module program for ripple carry adder program over here. End module. I am not writing the full program. Next what you should have, we should also have the program for subtractor. So module, I will write parallel subtractor. So parallel subtractor program should be there with us. So that program, again that when we have to call it over here. So here parallel subtractor, the second one is PAS G2, and write what are the inputs and outputs over here. Map it. Then the third one is your AND gate, 4-bit AND operation. AND gate program. Instantiate it. Map it. Fourth one will be the NOT gate. Map it. G4 and do the mapping. Finally, you can write your full program you will get. So the complete program, this is the skeletal. We'll see the complete program now, how to write the complete program. Now let us see how to write the ALU in gate level model. So again, we will take the example of 4-bit ALU. Let me design it first. Let me show how it is designed. So what happens in an ALU, you will be having 8 functions or any number of functions you can take. I'm taking a 4-bit ALU. I'll just show it in block diagram format. Let us take this. This is our ALU. This ALU is capable of performing 4 functions. So let me label it as 4-bit ALU. It is capable of performing 4 functions. Okay. It can perform n number of functions. Suppose I'll just show an example. This is a ALU what is existing. So in this ALU, if you see this ALU, if I give a control signal So input, let me take this as A input and B input. So what is the size of this ALU? I've given only 1 bit input. A is 1 bit, B is 1 bit. So this ALU is 1 bit ALU. But I want to design this ALU to perform 8 operations. So I'm assuming that this ALU I'm designing to perform 8 operations. It is a 1 bit ALU because input is 1 bit only. If I have to perform 8 operations, what is the number of control signals I require? So I want to perform 8 operations. 8 operations. So what is the number of control signals we have? We require 3 control signals. So I have a control signal over here. Let me take this as the output. This is another way of representing the output. You can have an output bit identifier instead of having a LED. So I'm just using a bit identifier. So for 8 inputs, I need 3 control lines. So let me go to the control line. 3 control lines I need since I'm showing an 8-bit ALU. Right, 3 control lines. So this is a 3 control line. I also have one carry input, so I'll give a carry input over here. Okay, now when the control line is 0 0, clearly you can see control line is 0 0 0. The ALU is performing A and B. 0 and 0 will be 0. 1 and 0 is 0 again. Suppose if I give 1 and 1, what happens? The output is 1. So you can see that the bit value has changed to 1. Now if your control line changes to 1, this module is designed to perform OR operations. So clearly we can see that it is performing A or B. 1 or 1 is 1. 1 or 0 is also still 1. You can see the output 1. So like that, if your control line is 1, 0, the operation performed is A or A plus B. So A plus B is performed. If it is 1 and 1, it is performing ALU operation. Some operation, whatever is designed like that, 1, 1, 1, it will perform A less than B. So for all the 8 combinations from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, it will perform one or the other operation. Now, if it is 1 and 1, it is performing A less than B. Is A less than B? No, A is equal to B. Now, A is less than B. I made A 0. So, A is less than B, you will get 1. So, this is how a simple ALU looks like, 1 bit ALU. Now, what happens in 4 bit is, this is a 4 bit signal. Whatever I gave to A is a 4 bit signal. Whatever I give to B will be a 4 bit signal. It can be n bit. There is what I can say, no specifications. This should be 1 bit, 2 bit. If you get 4 bit over here, you may get a 4 bit output. Suppose if it is a ripple carry adder, 4 bit addition I am performing. A will be 4 bit, B will be 4 bit. Output should also be 4 bit and the carry will be 1 bit. So like that we have to design the ALU. So now let us come to our design. I am designing a 4 bit ALU which is capable of performing 4 operations. The one which was shown was capable of performing 8 operations. Now 4 bit ALU capable of performing 4 operations. Okay. Now the first one, same operations whatever we took yesterday in the previous class, we'll take the same operation. The first operation is to perform 4 bit addition. 4 bit addition. So the first, okay. Now this is for the first operation, that is addition. Second operation, that is second operation is the subtraction. Third operation, I think we perform AND operation, and the fourth operation was an OR operation. Now we have to give a select line. Now how do we give a select line? Now here comes the problem. When you're designing behavioral model, select line can be, control lines can be given as directly under if cases. But when you're designing a gate level model, how do we give the select line? For that, what we can do is we can use the multiplexer. We can use the multiplexer. This is a multiplexer what I'm going to use. So here I'll be giving the select line to the multiplexer. So what should be how many select lines we have? We'll be having 2 select lines. So here I can increase it to 2 select lines. So I'll be having 2 select lines, only one output I'll be getting. Okay. So what is that one output? 2 select lines. So I have 2 select line. This is 2 select line. What is the select line? So let me take it as S0 and S1. S0 and S1. So it is 2-bit. 2-bit select line I am going to give. Now when your select line is 0, 0, what operation should be performed? When your select line is 0, 0, addition should be performed. Okay. Now, if I use a mux, what happens? I will not be able to select this ALU or this addition operation or subtraction operation or this operation or this operation. So what I'll do, instead of using a mux, I'll use a decoder. What will I do in a decoder? How many outputs I require? I require 4 outputs. So I made it as 4 outputs. Okay. Now I'll give an input over here. Now this input, how will I give this input? This input comes from the mux. You can give the input from the mux. So decoder, 2:4 decoder I've taken. So I'll be having two. We can also use an additional mux. As of now, I'll just skip the mux and see if I can design this using only a decoder. Let us see if this can be designed only using a decoder. So this is a decoder input. Let me make it as 2. So here if I give the select lines S0 and S1 and increase the bandwidth 2 bit, so it is working. It is fine. We don't have any problem. Now if S0 and S1 is 0, 0, what should be selected? Y0 will be equal to 1, right? We know that. If S0 and S1 is 0, 0, Y0 will be equal to 1. So what I'll do, I'll connect this Y0 to, where should the Y0 be connected? I'll connect the Y0 to, this is Y0. So I'll connect Y0 to addition operation, which indicates that addition operation will be performed. Now if your select line is 0, 1, what does that mean? Select line is 0, 1 means Y1 will be selected. I'm assuming the decoder output says Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. So Y1 will be selected. If Y1 is selected, what will happen? ALU will perform what operation? ALU will perform subtraction. Again, what is the next operation? Y2. If select line is 1, 0, then Y2 will be selected. According to us, Y2 is a AND operation. Whatever we did in the previous example, it is an AND operation. So AND operation is performed. And for the fourth case, what will be performed? NOT operation. Any operation you can use. Arithmetic and logic operator it is. So any arithmetic and logical operations can be performed. So this is what is done. Now, so based on select line, ALU will perform either addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. Now if the ALU has to perform these operations, what you should have? You should have inputs. So which means we have to have A and B inputs. So come back, let us give the inputs A and B. Operations I have selected. Now what I have to do is A, B and C. So I'll have three inputs. One input is A, one input is B, one input is C. In the previous design, what we did is we gave select lines to the ALU because we were writing in behavioral model. Here we cannot give the select lines because we were trying to write the program in gate level model. When you're trying to implement the gate level model, how that selection has to be done, we had to design. So we are doing this part. Now this label, let me take it as 3 down to 0 A, because it's a 4-bit, you can take any n-bit ALU, 3 down to 0 A. So 3 down to 0 A I've taken, and I'll just keep it as so this is one input, 3 down to 0 A to the ALU. What is the next input to the ALU I need? I need a 3 down to 0 B. The vector size should be designed for your application. Any application you take, vector size you have to fix according to the requirements. My requirements is 4, so I am keeping it as 3 down to 0. So this is 3 down to 0 B. Now one more I am giving scene because I need scene for my operation. So I'll take this as scene and it's only 1 bit. So scene is 1 bit. Scene is 1 bit. Now clearly we can see if S0 is 0, 0, Y0 will be selected. That means the ALU will perform addition operation for A and B. You have to consider scene wherever it is required. Now what about the outputs? So output will be, how many outputs? One output which is 4-bit in size. So let us take this as the output. So 3 down to 0 output. So this is my output, 3 down to 0. Again, sometimes I'll get a carry out also. So this is the carry out, which is only 1 bit inside, which comes only in full adder and your full subtractor. So this is how our ALU will look. Now sometimes what happens, we can even use a multiplexer. Here I've used a decoder. This decoder logic can also be implemented using multiplexer and we can do the designing. As of now, we'll do using this part. Now let us write the code for this. How do we write the code? Now you understand the first operation is addition. We should have a ripple carry adder program. Second operation is subtraction. We could have a 4-bit subtractor program. Third bit is a AND operation. So we should have a 4-bit AND operation. And the fourth one is an or not operation. So you should have a 4-bit not program. So now when you do this, so the design looks like this. What are the submodules I require? I require a full adder. Full adder means 4-bit full adder, which is nothing but a triple carry adder. I require a full subtractor. I require a 4-bit AND gate, and I also require a 4-bit NOT gate. So first I will write 4-bit NOT gate. These are all the submodules. Main module also I have to write. So first let me write the submodules. So this is module NOT gate 4-bit. What are the inputs to the output of the NOT gate? You can take any variables. So I'll take the output to be Y and the input to be X. Input X, output Y. Assign Y is equal to, okay, what is the size we have to take? 3 down to 0, right? So it is a 3 down to 0, 4-bit NOT gate, 3 down to 0 X, and this will be 3 down to 0 Y. And whenever you're doing programs in gate level model, you should check whether your submodules are working correctly. You should test your submodules. Suppose the error is there in the main module, or you're not getting the results properly in the main module, that result would have been because of the submodules also. So you should test your submodules individually, which we will not be doing. Assign y is equal to not of x. Now this is performing a 4-bit not operation. I give a end module. Done. This is over. Which is the next mode program we require? We require an AND gate program. AND gate 4-bit. I'll write an AND gate 4-bit. AND gate requires 2 inputs and 1 output. So 1 output, let me take it as y. This doesn't make any difference if you repeat the variables. So I have input 4-bit, it is 3 down to 0, a comma b, and I have an output 3 down to 0, y. And here it is assign y is equal to a and b, AND module. This is the AND gate is over. Next, which is the next module? I should write a full adder program, ripple carry adder program. So ripple carry adder, what is the input to the ripple carry adder? Okay, let me take the output. Output will be Cout comma S, and your input will be A, B and C in. This is your ripple carry adder program. So input, what do I have? Input, it will be 3 down to 0, A comma B. Again there's one more input C in. Then I have an output 3 down to 0, sum, and there's one more output. What is the other output? Cout with 1 bit. So I've written differently. Now I have to do the programming. To do the programming for the ripple carry adder, you can follow any of the modeling styles. Let me do it using assign only. Assign. What is S of 0? S of 0 will be equal to, I'll avoid Cout as of now, but you have to write the complete ripple carry adder program over here. Just I want to show the steps, so I'm avoiding Cout. So S of 0 will be equal to A XOR B XOR C in. S of 0 is equal to A XOR B XOR C in. What is my S of 1? S of 1 will be equal to S of 1, okay, A XOR B XOR C in or A of 0. So this will be A of 0, B of 0 and C in. So this will be A of 1 and B of 1 and C. It goes on like that. Now what I'll do, I'll just write a for loop so that it is easy for me. I'll just write in terms of for loop, which we'll be doing later. So for, I'll take I is equal to 0, I less than 4, I is equal to I plus 1. I'll just do it using for loop. So here what is my output? Here my output is Cout comma S is equal to Cout comma, okay, here it will be C of I plus 1, C of I plus 1 comma S of I will be equal to A XOR B XOR, okay, so let me take it as full adder of this will be full adder of this, I can take it as A of I plus B of I plus C of I. And here I can give, since I'm taking for loop, it should always be in behavioral model. So it is always at input. So I don't have, I'll write it as start, begin, then for, since I've written, all this should be declared as output. So you can declare it as register output, and here also register. You have to declare it as register as well as output. And there are some wires which we are getting. So wire, and also I have to have integer also. Integer I, because I have used integer I. Okay, I think this will work. For, then since there's only one statement, I don't require a begin and end. If you want, I can give a begin and end for the for loop. Begin, end, and end for the always statement, and I'll give one end module. Now similarly, you have to write one more program for the full subtractor, which I'm not doing as of now. So same program you can write. This is full subtractor. We can take it as full subtractor. Fs, and this will be A minus B minus Ci. Oh, now all this is done. Now what is our, again I have to have a decoder program also. You have to write the decoder program. I'll just skip the decoder program. So module, what is the size of the decoder? It is a 2:4 decoder. So we should have a decoder 2:4 program over here, which I'm skipping as of now. Then come to the ALU. How do I write the ALU? Now module, what are the inputs to your ALU? Module ALU. I have an, okay, we know that the output is Y. Any output can be in any variant. You can give your own name, variable name. So output is Y, and I also have an output C out. I have the input A, B, and C into the ALU. Then I have select lines also to the ALU. Right, this is the ALU. Now what are the various inputs and outputs? Input, what is the size of the input? 3 down to 0. 3 down to 0. A comma B is one input. What is the next input? Input C in. What is the next input? Input 1 down to 0 S. Input 1 down to 0 S. 1 down to 0 S I have. Then what are your outputs? Output. So I have 3 down to 0 Y. In Y, when you're performing addition operation, you'll get the sum. When you're performing the subtraction operation, you'll get the difference. When you're performing AND operation, you'll get AND. And when you're performing your NOT operation, you should get the NOT gate. So here it is again, 3 down to 0. 3 down to 0. Y I have 3 down to 0 Y. That is 1. Then I have an output C out. So I have output C out. So all this is defined. Input A, B, C in S, output C and Y out. Now it will we have to do using gate level model. So gate level model, first we have to give it to decoder. What are the inputs you're going to give to the decoder? Decoder I have not written. We have to write it. What are the inputs you're going to give to the decoder? Okay, what we'll get as the output of the decoder? Output of the decoder, say we'll get signal P0, P1, P2 and P3. This is the output of the decoder. What is the input to the decoder we are going to give? We are going to give select lines to the decoder. 1 down to 0 S. This goes to the decoder. Now, what is the first thing we have? Okay, and I also require an enable. All that outputs which we are getting should always go to the enable. Then only it will get enabled. Okay. So first operation, it was performing a full adder. Okay. So ripple carry adder G2, in the decoder we have a G2 ripple carry adder. Now what is the output of the ripple carry adder? Output of the ripple carry adder will be, we can write it in concatenation format or just like that, not an issue. C out, and one more output is Y. Correct. Output will, all there is only, if you can see this circuit, everything will be available in this output Y only. All this is from the enable, all this goes to the enable. When Y0 or when P0 will be selected, it goes enable, it will be going to the enable. All this is there in one location only. If P0 is selected, this line will be activated. If P1 is 1, enable will become 1 and that will be activated. If P2 is 1, this will be activated. If P3 is 1, this will be activated. That is how it is working. So now ripple carry adder C out comma Y. C out comma Y is the output. Then what are the inputs to your ripple carry adder? Or inputs to the ripple carry adder will be A comma B comma C in. And what should be your select line value? Here again, select line value, there is another option. You can give, you can omit the decoder and give select line directly. So if you're giving select line directly, this is how instead of giving enable, I've given the select line directly. So what happens when here, this is select line, directly I've given, but you should specify what is that select line value. Ripple carry adder A, B, C, and I can give either 1 down to 0 select line, or I can give enable, because it will go, it is the second one which will be selected. Again, this code is partial. See how the enable is selected, we have to write it, we analyze and write it. The third one is ripple carry, the third one is full subtractor. Then I'll give G3, and what goes to the full subtractor, it is again the output of the full subtractor is, I have not changed the variables, so it is C out comma Y, where C out represents the borrow output, Y represents the difference. And what are your inputs to your full subtractor? A comma B comma, same, you should follow the same order over here. If you see full subtractor, C out and S, so C out and S only I have written, A, B, C in. So it should be A, B and C in. Now this enable will not be there, because if you see, when I'm calling instantiating the full subtractor, I have only 4 parameters over here, so I should only have 4 parameters over here. Then what I can do, what is the next one? The next one will be AND gate. So AND gate, 4-bit AND gate, so it is G4. Again 4-bit AND gate, what is the input and output to the AND gate? Input to the output of the AND gate is Y. Input to the AND gate is A and B, it will be automatically taken. Then we have the NOT gate or the inverter, the first program what we wrote, submodule, all that will be, this is hierarchical, all this is the top level module and all this will be the submodules. This module is the top level module, ALU module, whatever I'm writing. NOT gate G5, what is the output of the NOT gate? Y, and what are the inputs? A and B. Now this is, and I can give end module. Now this is working perfectly. This will perform ripple carry out operation, this will perform full subtractor operation, this will perform AND operation, and this will also perform NOT operation. You have instantiated. But when you're giving it to an output, when you're selecting it at the output, you'll not be able to visualize the output. This is where that decoder was required. So decoder, whatever I gave over here, it is not required over here. Let us put it on the, it generally comes in the output. Addition operation is ready, I'm getting subtraction operation, all these 4 operations is performed by the ALU and it is ready. But which operation I require as the output will be based on the select line. So this should have been at the output. So now before, I'll just try to write that output. So now what happens, output, we have to select it. Now to get the output, I require a mux. So I'll have a mux. This is the first mux. Now what happens to this mux? It is a 4:1 mux. The input is Y. The output will be the input will be 4-bit input. I'll be having an output also, which is whatever is the input should be available as the output. The select line will be a S0 and S1. So I should have 4 muxes over here along with the decoder, and you should complete the design. So whatever you get out of the decoder select line output, that should be connected to the output of your ripple carry adder, and that should be enabled with the mux. So I'll give this as an assignment. You can try it out.